Hello YouTube, Mobile Technology Reviews here, and today I'm going to be doing a video detailing the photo quality and video quality of the Nikon Coolpix L810 digital camera. So in this video, I'm going to be showing some sample videos shot with the Nikon Coolpix L810 as well as some photos taken with the camera. And then I'm going to be giving you guys my opinions and thoughts about the video and photo quality of this camera. So first, let's jump right into the video sample taken with the Nikon Coolpix L810. Alright, this is a sample video of the 720p video recording on the Nikon Coolpix L810 digital camera. And the first thing I'm going to start off with is to talk about the actual video quality of this camera. Now, the first thing you probably noticed is that the scene right now is a little bit dark. And that's kind of a problem that this camera has, is that scene modes are a little bit dark when you first start, and then when you get your hands in here and start moving things around, it'll start brightening things up, as you saw just then. Now the scene's brighter, but the moment I take my hands out and just let the phone sit there, things darken up significantly. So it has a little bit of a problem with fluctuating exposure, but it's not too bad. Now, another thing with the video quality that is actually good is that it picks up really nice colors, as you can see. Now, this is a very vibrant blue case on my Nexus 4 here, and it's actually picking up the colors very, very accurately on the camera. So the colors you're seeing are actually very true to life, and I like that. It's very good at color reproduction. Another thing that's good is the resolution. Now, most cameras nowadays are 1080p, and so you might think, oh, this 720p, it's crap. Well, it isn't. It shoots very detailed, very nice videos, and they're not grainy, they have plenty of detail, and really, I don't even think you really need 1080p, because the 720p on this is just so good and so close to 1080p that it's just negligible difference between the two. Now, this is shooting at 30 frames per second currently, and as you can see, just moving my phone around here, motion is pretty fluid. The camera keeps up and the focus stays with whatever the subject is, and so that's pretty good. Now let's move on to something not so good, which is the white balance during video. Now, this has happened to me a few times, and what happens is the white balance gets thrown off. Sometimes, depending on what my subject is, the white balance will appear bluish, and sometimes it will appear extremely reddish, and sometimes it'll appear just right. And it's just kind of a weird thing, really fluctuating white balance on this thing. Now, it's not uncommon for the white balance to change depending on the color of your subject, but this is just kind of a little bit more noticeable than most cameras. But, you know, it's kind of a minor thing, so really, my two major drawbacks with the 720p video recording on this camera is the fluctuating white balance and the fluctuating exposure. If those two things, if Nikon would have fixed those two things, this would almost be the perfect video recording device. Now, let's talk about audio quality. I think audio quality through the stereo microphones on this are very good. Now, right now, you are hearing me through the built-in stereo microphones. I'm not recording this using an external mic, obviously because the Nikon Coolpix L810 doesn't have an external mic port. But anyway, I am recording this through the stock built-in stereo speakers, and I think they sound pretty good. I've played back some of my videos, and I sound pretty realistic, and my voice tone is pretty true to life. The one thing I do have to complain about is the loudness of the audio. It's a little bit quiet, and I wish it would be just a smidgen louder, but for the most part it's pretty good. It is slightly tinny too, But for such a budget camera, what can you expect? It's for the most part good. Clarity is good. Really, I don't have too much to complain about with the audio quality on this device. And just to let you know exactly what settings I'm shooting in right now, I'm shooting in 720p at 30 frames per second. I have full-time autofocus turned on, and I also have the wind noise reduction setting turned on as well. So those are the features that I currently have turned on. And as I said, the video quality on this camera is pretty impressive, as well as the audio quality is also impressive, and overall I really like it. So yeah, that's a sample of the video recording on the Nikon Coolpix L810 digital camera. Alright, now it's time to take a look at some sample images taken with the Nikon Coolpix L810 digital camera. Now, the Nikon Coolpix L810 features a 16 megapixel CCD image sensor that produces very nice photos for the most part. With that being out of the way, I can actually talk about the photo quality. Now, here's some sample landscape and outdoor shots, and as you can see, they're very nice. They're very rich in color, and they're packed with detail. That 16 megapixel lens just does a really good job capturing a lot of detail. Color balance on the camera is very, very good. I think that the colors lend themselves a little bit to the cool side, but it's really not too much to complain about. For such a low-end budget camera, I think that the color balance is pretty accurate. It could be a little bit warmer, but what are you going to do? So let's take a look at some photos that take advantage of the 26 times optical zoom. And as you can see, these photos are decent. Now the photos that you're looking at were taken when I first purchased the camera, and at that time, when you utilize the 26 times optical zoom, the results were pretty stunning and pretty decent. But as time progressed, and as I owned the camera for a longer period of time, for some reason, the quality of those shots just went down greatly. So now, almost a year later, after purchasing the camera, the shots that result from zooming in are not very good. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of those pictures to be able to show you because they were so bad that I deleted them. But most shots that I try to take now, zoomed in, are pretty blurry and pretty grainy. And when the camera was new, as I said, the shots were great, and these shots that you're looking at are from that time. Now, to kind of conclude on photo quality, the photos were pretty good. The wide-angle landscape shots were quite nice and packed with a lot of detail, and the macro shots I took when I first got the camera were great. Now, the ones that I took recently are not so great, but I'm just going to generalize and just kind of say that, macro shot is generally good, because I think that the problem with the macro shotting is a problem with my specific camera, so I'm not going to say that, if you buy this camera, you're going to have troubles with that. So kind of to wrap up, I would say that this Nikon Coolpix L810 shoots very nice photos, as long as you have enough lighting. Now, outdoor shots that utilize wide-angle lens are great, and outdoor shots that utilize the zoom function are also great. But the minute you come indoors where it's not so bright, or if you take a picture at dusk, the quality starts to diminish from there, because low light quality on this camera is not great. So in order to get shots that'll really knock your socks off, you're going to need to have a good amount of light. So that's really all that can be said about the photo quality on this. It's good outdoors, both wide angle and zoom, as long as you have enough light, and low light is not very impressive. Alright, now that my video is coming to an end, I just kind of want to wrap up and give my final thoughts on the photo quality and video quality of this camera. And overall, both the photos and videos that this camera produces are both very good. The 720p video quality is nice. It has a lot of detail. The microphone produces some very nice audio. And just overall, videos turn out looking very sharp and very nice. Photos are much of the same story. They look very good. They have pretty accurate color balance. The zoom function works pretty well, except for the occasional mishap which I've been having recently with the macro shots not focusing. But anyway, photos are very nice. Color balance is accurate. Wide angle shots are nice. There's a lot of detail out of the 16 megapixel CCD lens, and just overall, the video and photo quality of this camera are superb for the price. And they can't compete with, higher end cameras, obviously, but I think the Nikon Coolpix L810 provides a better experience and just better video and photo than most point and shoot cameras. And this camera is in the price range of most point and shoots. And so with that being said, there we go. I think this is a very good camera as far as video and photo quality go. So that's it for my video. Thank you very much for watching, and be sure to check out my hardware and software review of this camera. And thank you very much for watching. Catch you guys next time. See ya.